Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. This is my second video and this will be a little collection update. I'd love to show you some movies and I'm starting with some Arrow video releases, and the first one being Edgar Allan Poe's The Tomb of Ligeia. And this movie is starring Vincent Price. It's from 1964 and is directed by Roger Corman. I will show you the back and you can pause the video if you're interested in anything in particular. The movie is about 82 minutes long. It's region B and language is English with English subtitles. Yeah, and I do really love those Roger Corman, Vincent Price collaborations. I think Vincent Price is really an amazing actor who has a really great talent of creating an amazing atmosphere instantly. And the way he speaks and his accent are just beautiful, and it's always a pleasure to watch him in one of his roles. So I can really recommend checking out some of those movies. Yeah, The Tomb of Ligeia. The next one seems to be a slasher, a really classic slasher as far as the setting is concerned. It's about sorority sisters and a rite, a initiation rite. And there will be a killer who's gonna kill off one by one, probably. I don't know much about this movie, and as you might notice later on, I don't know much about most of the movies I buy. At least I don't know too much, because I really enjoy being surprised by the movies and just knowing the essence, maybe a bit about the story or the actors and the director, and that's all I want to know, because I really enjoy knowing as little as possible, to being able to enjoy the movie to the fullest. And because of that, I can't tell you that much about the movies, but yeah, I'd love to show you some of them, and maybe you're interested in picking up some of those too, so you might do that. Yeah, and I've showed you the back, so I'm gonna move on right now. The next one is a Western, and I wanted to watch some Western movies. I haven't watched that many in my life, but the ones I have watched are, well, they have always been enjoyable, and I like this whole American setting of those Westerns. I like the landscape, I like the whole style of it, I like the stories, and so I decided to give some other Western movies a chance, and I'm going to start with A Pistol for Ringo and The Return of Ringo, this double feature. And yeah, you can see the back again. It's got Italian and English audio. It's an Italian production, so it might not be that American landscape you'll see in that movie. I don't know where it was shot, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. The first movie is about 102 minutes long, the second one about 97 minutes, and both are in color. Yeah. And a really great cover. That was one of the reasons I bought this movie. It will be looking great anywhere you put it. Those red, orange, black colors on the cover are just amazing. I love it. Yeah. The next movie I picked up was The Case of the Scorpion's Tail. This is, as I know, a giallo, a murder mystery, and is directed by Sergio Martino. I watched Torso, another movie by Sergio Martino, lately, and well, it was okay, I guess. It was not my favorite giallo, but it was okay, and I'm looking forward to that one. And if it's even half as good as the cover, I guess it will be pretty good. So yeah, I hope it will be worth a watch. And again, the bag, if you're interested in anything, feel free to pause the video. It's about 95 minutes long, got Italian and English audio, and English subtitles as well. Yeah. Really great cover, and you had to get this one. Looks amazing, and very interesting name, The Case of the Scorpion's Tail. they seem to have a certain obsession with animals as far as those titles are concerned. I'm thinking of the bird with the crystal plumage, for example. It's another one with a lizard. Well, seems to be a returning motive. The next one is The Cemetery Without Crosses, another Western movie. And yeah, another one I thought was pretty interesting. I like the title, I like the cover, and I checked the score on IMDb, it was okay. So I decided to give it a chance, and as far as I know, this is a revenge movie, revenge Western movie, and again you've got Italian and English language. It's about 90 minutes long, and I guess because of the weight of this whole case, that there's a booklet as well included. And yeah, another movie I'll be glad to check out very soon. So that's it with the arrow titles for now. Let me put those a bit to the top, and now I'm going to show you some other movies I've been picking up. The first one being It's as you see, it's a German release. Whoops, sorry. And this is a steelbook. We call it S, the movie here in Germany, and it says it's a limited steelbook. It's a movie from 1990, and there has been a remake and a second chapter, which I watched in cinema a couple of days ago, and I like it. I like those movies. I think they are not very scary for someone who has been watching horror movies for many years now, but I think they're always good made, and I like the actors and the story's interesting, so I guess it's always worth a watch. And I decided to pick up the original to see where it all started and see how good that will be. It's very long, as you can see. It's about 187 minutes long, so you'll have to take your time to watch this one. Yeah, this is a little piece of paper that came with it. And the steelbook, I decided to pick it up because I really love the front. I didn't see the back, which I was a bit disappointed about. To be honest, it's just red, and I was even more disappointed when I got to see the inside. It's just, well, it's nothing. Yeah, just a disc, but I guess even the front is okay, and it was not very expensive, so I decided to pick it up and watch this movie sometime in the future. The next movie I picked up is called The Collector. It's a horror movie about a serial killer and a man who has to face him. That's basically all I know about this movie. It's from 2009, so it's, well, at least a bit new as some of the movies I showed you to this point. And if you want to read a bit more about it, you can pause the video again. It's got music from 9 Inch Nails, which is interesting, and the running time's about 85 minutes. Yeah, I hope the killer will be interesting. I hope it's, yeah, maybe it's a killer with a couple of layers, someone interesting with a motive, and not just, well, some random guy. And I'll watch this movie very soon as well, and I hope it will be good. Okay, it says from the writers of Saw 4 to 6 and Saw 3D, so maybe it's a bit, as far as the style is concerned, as far as the story is concerned, comparable to those. Alright, the next movie is a movie I, well, basically know nothing about. It's called Devil's Candy, but it's a movie I wanted to pick up for a very long time now. It's from 2015, and I think, well, or I thought the cover was really a selling point of this movie. It looks absolutely amazing. I think the title is very interesting as well, and the producers are the same as or are the producers of Your Next and Blair Witch, and I have to say Your Next is one of my absolutely favorite horror movies of all time. It's a home invasion movie with a very strong female actress, and yeah, really worth a watch. So if you haven't seen that one, definitely give it a chance. I guess you won't be disappointed if you're into horror. And okay, it says here it's a mystery occult horror, which is supposed to really frighten you. So I'm excited about that one, and I hope it's really good. It's about 80 minutes long, so it's rather short, I guess. And yeah, just a movie I don't know much about. What I have seen though is that the director is the director who also directed The Loved Ones, and that is another movie which I really like very much. Another big recommendation at this point. So I hope it's a bit like that, or like Your Next, at least as far as the style is concerned. And I guess it won't be disappointing if it's like that. So, the next movie I bought is a movie called The Horseman. This is supposed to be a revenge thriller, an Australian revenge thriller. And again, I don't know much more about it. I decided to pick that one up because I really think revenge movies are something really interesting, and one of the genres, if you want, I really enjoy watching from time to time. I think there's a certain empathy for the victim, and it often seems like the suffering of the victim is a certain justification for what's going to happen next in the movie and for their revenge. But in the end, of course, you realize, sometimes at least, that, well, the revenge is not this liberating act we want it to be, and the whole thing becomes something like a very bittersweet dilemma. So yeah, revenge thrillers always have something very appealing, I guess, to them, something very bittersweet, as I said, something really interesting. So I decided to pick that one up. I love some other Australian horror movies. For example, Wolf's Creek is another good one. The Loved Ones I told you about would be another one. And yeah, I hope it's gonna be brilliant, terrifying, and unforgettable. I hope so, yeah. It's about 98 minutes long. Yeah, and that's basically all I can tell you about this movie.